Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, so we've pulled together the sources you sent over, and today we are zooming in on a market that, it consistently ranks among the top places to live in the entire U.S.
Right.
We're talking about the luxury residential real estate scene in Carmel, Indiana. Our mission is pretty laser-focused.
Mhm.
Unpack the expertise of a top realtor, Cara Conde, dissect the data points that make Carmel so appealing, and most importantly, analyze the market projections for early 2026.
It's a fascinating deep dive because Carmel is one of those affluent Midwestern pockets that really sustains its own microclimate. It often decouples from broader national trends.
Yeah.
So we're here to give you a shortcut to understanding its momentum and, the kind of specialized knowledge it takes to navigate it.
And you really can't talk about Carmel without getting into its personality. It's got over 100,000 residents, a fantastic school system, and yes, it's known as the roundabout capital of the world.
Which is kind of a fun fact.
It is. It points to its unique, planned infrastructure. But the real story is that it's become this powerful magnet for luxury home buyers, people looking for that sophisticated suburban life just north of Indianapolis.
And that sophistication, it translates directly into the market parameters. The floor here is just exceptionally high. Based on the data points from late 2025, the median home price in Carmel is hovering near $650,000.
Okay.
But, and this is crucial, when we talk about true luxury in this market, the segment that demands the highest level of service, we're seeing an entry point closer to $800,000.
Wow, okay.
And it scales up into the seven-figure range pretty quickly in the most exclusive areas.
Yeah.
Understanding that difference between median and luxury entry, that's vital for anyone operating here.
Okay, so let's unpack that specialist profile because the sources really emphasize Cara Conde's background. It's highly distinct. She has over 2 decades of experience, but she didn't just start as a broker selling homes.
No.
She began as a serious investor, building a multi-million-dollar portfolio first.
And that investor-first mindset is the foundation. It's a critical differentiator. When you start by building your own wealth through assets, you look at every property differently.
How so?
Well, it's not just through the lens of aesthetics, curb appeal. You're looking at ROI, long-term financial performance, risk mitigation.
So how does that background change the advice she gives? It sounds like you're getting more than just a typical residential agent.
You absolutely are. You're getting a fiduciary, someone who understands market cycles and portfolio diversification.
Yeah.
For instance, she isn't just focused on a quick sale.
Right.
She's focused on securing the best financial outcome. That might mean talking about strategies like leveraging equity or the time value of money, or even for a sophisticated seller, how to position proceeds for the next investment.
Like a 1031 exchange or something.
Exactly, like a 1031 exchange, which lets you defer capital gains. That kind of high-level financial talk just doesn't typically happen with a standard broker.
That makes the expertise really clear. So beyond that investment knowledge, the sources mention her official certifications. What are the specific designations that define her ability here?
There are 2 crucial ones detailed. First, she's a Certified Luxury Home Marketing Specialist. That's the CLHMS designation.
Okay.
It signals proven competence in marketing and selling affluent properties. Second, she's certified as a negotiation expert. In a market like Carmel, which can be hyper-competitive, that negotiation skill is, well, it's a non-negotiable requirement.
And the sources keep using this term, white glove service. If we tie all that together, what does that concept practically deliver to the client?
It means tailoring every single aspect of the transaction for maximum advantage and minimum stress. It's about leveraging advanced tech and digital marketing, sure, but the true white glove part is the access and discretion. We're talking about excelling at sourcing off-market listings.
Ah, the hidden inventory, the gems the public never sees. But let me ask a critical question here. If a seller wants the absolute best price, wouldn't focusing on off-market deals potentially limit their exposure compared to a huge public listing?
That's a really thoughtful question. But in this specific luxury environment, the answer is often no. For high-profile, high-value properties, exposure can actually sacrifice discretion.
And discretion is the luxury.
Exactly. Off-market access means the agent has already curated a list of pre-vetted qualified buyers who are willing to pay a premium for exclusivity and privacy. You optimize for the right buyer, not just any buyer. And that often leads to higher net proceeds without all the fuss.
That distinction is key. Okay, so the agent is crucial, but let's shift to the canvas they're working on, Carmel itself. Why does this specific city command and sustain such exceptional pricing?
The city has just meticulously cultivated a desirable lifestyle. The sources consistently cite this combination of safety, convenience, and a really vibrant cultural landscape.
Right. It's just north of Indy, so easy commute.
Easy commute, but the city itself feels like a destination. They point specifically to the world-class Palladium at the Center for the Performing Arts and that European-inspired downtown district as major draws. It's luxury living that doesn't compromise on community.
This is where we need to get granular, though. Carmel is big, and luxury is segmented. We need to know which areas are driving the highest demand. The sources highlight 3 really distinct premium neighborhoods.
Correct. And the lifestyle contrast between these 3, it basically defines the market segmentation.
First up, you have Bridgewater. This is like the definition of structured formality. The sources describe it as the classic country club lifestyle, known for sweeping golf course views and these huge upscale estates.
It's all about amenity-rich living with a clear community structure. Then you move to the village of WestClay.
And that's a total contrast, right?
A huge contrast. It offers this mixed-use luxury coupled with extensive integrated amenities. Think intentional walkable density. It caters to the buyer who values community events, accessible dining, a higher level of social interaction built right into their neighborhood. It's highly sought after.
And the third, Laurelwood, feels like the sanctuary option. It caters specifically to the bespoke, custom-built market with these private, heavily wooded lots.
Yeah, Laurelwood offers raw privacy. It's for the buyer who wants a completely custom home on a large, secluded piece of land away from the structured communities of the other 2.
That variety is what allows the market to capture so many different luxury demographics. Which brings us to the critical piece of knowledge you shared, the 2026 forecast. What do these sources project for Carmel?
The news is good. It signals renewed confidence and momentum, mostly driven by expected shifts in the broader economy.
Okay, so give us the hard numbers. What do the sources project for early 2026?
We're seeing a pretty significant prediction of rate stabilization. Mortgage rates are forecast to drop into the low 6% range.
And that will bring people off the sidelines.
Exactly. That decline, combined with the region's economic stability, is expected to boost sales volume. More buyers re-entering the market.
So how is that surge in demand going to affect home values in a place that's already so highly valued?
Overall, home price appreciation is projected at a solid 2 to 4%. If you translate that, the median price, which was around $650 in late 2025, is projected to hit $675 or more.
That's a steady, healthy increase, predictable asset growth.
It is.
But wait, if the overall appreciation is 2 to 4%, why are the luxury starting prices accelerating so much faster? The sources say the luxury segment's floor is projected to rise to $850,000 and above. I mean, doesn't that suggest the top end of the market is kind of decoupling from the median?
It absolutely does, and this is where the nuance of a deep dive really matters. It suggests a classic supply issue at the high end. There's immense demand for move-in ready, pristine, premium homes in that $850+ range.
But not enough of them to go around.
Exactly. Limited supply. This scarcity drives competitive pressure among affluent buyers, and it forces the floor of that luxury segment upward faster than the general market.
Which means sellers of those premium homes are in an even stronger position than the general market indicates. And that brings us to a hyperlocal detail I found fascinating. The sources note that certain parts of Carmel remain true seller strongholds, even as the broader Indy metro market stabilizes.
This specific detail is crucial. While the metro area might be cooling or balancing, these high-demand pockets west of Meridian are cited as routinely attracting multiple offers and selling above list price. It just defies the general trend.
Why, west of Meridian specifically? What's the texture there that creates this insulated demand?
The sources suggest that's where you find the highest concentration of newer bespoke builds, properties with protected covenants, and premium access to the best schools and amenities. It's a pocket where inventory is consistently high quality and scarce, so it just maintains that steep premium.
So if you're a buyer looking in that specific zone, you can't afford a standard approach. You need that fierce negotiation and off-market access we talked about earlier.
100%. It's a hyper-local game that demands specialized service.
Which brings us directly to the full scope of services offered. The commitment level here has to be pretty extraordinary.
The synthesis shows highly tailored services for both sides of the deal. For buyer representation, it's about personalized searches, securing that off-market access we mentioned, deep neighborhood guidance, and engaging in fierce negotiation.
Essential in those west of Meridian strongholds.
Absolutely. And for sellers, where the marketing budget is big and the audience is niche,
What's the focus there?
seller representation is all about maximizing the sale price and efficiency. This includes professional staging advice and not just generic tips. We're talking access to exclusive contractors or even covering staging costs up front. It connects back to that white glove element.
Got it.
Plus, accurate valuations based on insider knowledge and advanced digital marketing, which always includes high-quality video tours and targeted campaigns to attract that very specific, highly qualified buyer.
The sources didn't just list services, though. They included social proof, the client testimonials. This is where you really see the personality that secures those competitive deals.
Totally. The feedback isn't just polite. It emphasizes competitive qualities. Clients cite relentlessness, being attentive, professional, and one testimonial specifically mentioned the realtor answering calls at all hours to get a deal done.
That 247 responsiveness.
It's a non-negotiable expectation at the top of the market. It shows a willingness to go way beyond normal business hours to win.
And while our deep dive is heavy on Carmel, the sources make it clear this level of expertise covers that whole northern Indianapolis luxury ring. Places like Fishers, Zionsville, Noblesville, Indianapolis proper, Avon, Geist, Brownsburg, and Westfield.
To really synthesize the whole discussion, from the market's complexity to that accelerating luxury floor, the sources identify three core pillars that differentiate a luxury specialist operating at this level.
And what are those three essential differentiators, the things every luxury client should look for?
First, exclusive access. That means the proven ability to source those crucial off-market listings that others miss. Second, negotiation mastery, which translates to securing the absolute best terms, whether you're buying in a bidding war or maximizing the net price for a seller.
Okay.
And third, personalized service, providing that immediate, high-touch, customized strategy for high-profile clients who require discretion and responsiveness. These pillars are what transform an agent into a strategic advisor.
That closes our deep dive into the Carmel luxury residential market. If you need to follow up on the specific details in the sources, the contact info provided is a phone number, 317-999-9888. And the physical address is 9277 North Meridian Street, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46260.
Before we wrap, we have to revisit a point we foreshadowed earlier. The sources you shared, they focus heavily on Carmel residential luxury.
Yeah.
But they also included this long list of related articles discussing highly technical commercial real estate topics. Things like cap rate, net operating income, 1031 exchanges, DSCR loans, even the Indianapolis industrial and warehouse market.
That breadth of knowledge is staggering. I mean, they're two completely different disciplines of real estate.
They are. So, for the discerning client, here is the provocative thought to consider. When you hire a residential luxury realtor who also possesses this broad, technical expertise in complex commercial financing and investment strategy,
Knowledge that covers everything from cap rates to tax-deferred exchanges.
what does that suggest about the underlying market insight they're bringing to your residential transaction?
Right. Are you simply getting a residential expert focused on curb appeal? Or are you partnering with a deep financial and investment advisor who just happens to specialize in luxury homes? It suggests a level of market and financial literacy that goes far beyond standard transactional help, viewing your home as a true asset within a broader portfolio.
Something certainly worth mulling over as you digest this information. Thanks for diving in with us.